You stand in front of the pyramid in Savathun's throne room. You heard Mara Sov's warning and got invited by the Rhulk. Clearly, going to this pyramid wouldn't be the best idea you ever had. Well, let's jump right into it, shall we? The first encounter of the Vow of the Disciple raid is the Acquisition Encounter, or also known as Obelisk. But before we talk about the encounter, there is something else to discuss. Something that will appear throughout the entire raid. And by that, I mean symbols. There are 26 symbols in total that will appear in this raid. It may sound a lot, but don't be alarmed, you'll get used to them. For now, have a symbol guide open on the phone or your second monitor, and be ready to call out a lot of symbols. Now, to the encounter itself. Acquisition encounter involves a lot of running within a time limit, so knowing the map is the key point. Here's the simplified version of the map. First thing you will see when you enter the room is a giant pyramid and traveler symbols in the middle. This defines which side is the pyramid side and traveler side. If you look at the room from the entrance, the left side is the pyramid side and the right side is the traveler side. You will also see a triangular object and a wall in front of it on the left side, middle, and right side of the room. The triangular object is an obelisk, and the wall, we will call it a totem. They are the crucial part of the encounter. Another thing to notice is that there will be 9 doors with a symbol on top of it. Those symbols indicate which room you need to go into for the mechanic of this encounter. The location of the rooms in game is shown now. If you already know them, please skip to the next section. The acquisition encounter can be divided into 2 sections, glyph collecting phase and the offering phase. During the glyph collecting phase, there will be scorns spawning near 3 obelisks. Each obelisk has a timer shown as orange juice that fills up as the time goes on, or if scorns attacks the obelisk. If this orange juice is fully filled on any obelisk, it is a wipe. Killing the glyph keeper will reset the timer on all obelisks. There is an unstoppable champion in this encounter, so have your unstoppable rounds ready. The objective of this encounter is to complete the offering on all 3 obelisks. But before we can start the offering, we need to collect the glyphs first. Before we start the encounter, divide the team into 2 of 3. One team will be defender, and the other will be runner. In order to start the encounter, shoot the switch in the middle of the map. This switch will also open the closed doors and close the open ones during the encounter when shot. Defender team, your job is to defend the obelisk and call out the symbols for the runner. There will be scorns spawning continuously, and if you don't deal with them, they will start attacking the obelisk, shortening the wipe timer. There are 2 enemies you should give more attention. The first is the yellow bar lurker named Baited Adherent. They will be aggro to the obelisk and attack the obelisk even if you're nearby. Leaving them alive will only shorten your wipe timer, so kill them on sight. The second is the Unstoppable Abomination. They are regular Unstoppable champion, but they are still champions, so they hurt a lot. Kill them as soon as they spawn to reduce the risk of dying from the ads. As you're defending the obelisk, there will be symbols appearing on the totem. The first symbol is always going to be Pyramid or Traveler. This indicates the location that the knight has spawned. Call out the symbol to the runner team so they will be able to hunt the knight. After the knight has been killed, the next symbol will appear. This symbol indicates the room the runner team needs to go in to kill the Glyph Keeper. Again, call out this symbol to the runner team. When the runner team enters the room you have called out, the third symbol will appear. This symbol indicates which Glyph Keeper is the correct one in the room runner team is in. Call out the symbol and continue defending until the offering phase starts. The offering phase starts once all 3 correct Glyph Keepers has been killed. Runner team, your job is to kill the knight, go into the room, kill the correct Glyph Keeper, and identify the symbol for the offering. When the first symbol appears on the totem, a knight named Disciple's Compass will spawn in the map. There are 10 spawn points where the knight can spawn, and the first symbol on each totem will be the hint for their respective knight. Scout the spawn points on that side of the map and kill the knight. As an example, let's say the middle totem has got the Traveler symbol as their first symbol. Runners will start to scout the 5 spawn points on the Traveler side and kill the knight. Once the knight is dead, the second symbol will appear on the totem. Hear your defenders call out and head into the room with that symbol on top of the entrance. Let's say that the second symbol on the totem was Worship. Then you will enter the Worship room. If the door to that room is closed, ask the team to shoot the switch in the middle to open the door. Enter the room and the third symbol will appear on the totem. Your defender will call out the third symbol, which is always going to be light or darkness. When you're in the room, you will see 2 symbols, light on the left side and darkness on your right side. There will be Screeps and 2 chieftain named Glyph Keepers spawn. Kill the Screeps first, then kill the Glyph Keeper on the side with the symbol your defender has called out. After you kill the Glyph Keeper, a symbol will appear near them. And this symbol is one of the symbols you will need to shoot during the offering phase. Note that even if you kill the Glyph Keeper that is on the wrong side, nothing bad will happen, except they will drop a fake symbol. Killing both Glyph Keepers is fine, just make sure to call out the correct symbol. When it comes to the entering the room, there are 2 common strategies used. First is to have the runner that is closest to the room to enter. Let's say that for the middle obelisk, we got Knowledge as a second symbol. Runner 1 will enter the Knowledge room, since Runner 1 is the closest to the room. The second strategy is to have a dedicated runner for each obelisk. Again, let's say that the middle obelisk got Knowledge as the second symbol. Even though Runner 1 is closer, Runner 2 is the dedicated runner for the middle obelisk and enter the Knowledge room. Note that all footages I show uses the second strategy. Any strategy works as long as the encounter can be beaten. So choose the strategy that most suits your fire team. Now, I will show you how the encounter would look like from the perspective of the runner. The first symbol on the totem has appeared. In this case, it is a Traveler. Runners will start looking for the Knight on the Traveler side. The Knight has been killed on the Traveler side, which means the second symbol will soon spawn on the totem. In this example, it is the Grief. Now, our runner will go into the room. We're using the dedicated runner strategy, so I am going into the Grief room. The door was already open, so there was no need to ask the teammate to open the door for me. After entering the room, the Screeps and Glyph Keepers start to spawn. Around this time, the third symbol will spawn on the totem and your defender will call it out. Kill the Screeps first, then kill the Glyph Keeper on the correct side. This time, it was a darkness side. The glyph keeper has been killed and they drop the symbol for the offering. The symbol on the screen is Ascendant Plane. Memorize or note the symbol for the offering phase. After 3 correct glyph keepers has been killed, the offering phase will start. By the time the offering phase starts, there will be 9 symbols on each obelisk. Look for the obelisk with all 3 correct symbols. In this footage, the symbols were Black Garden, Ascendant Plane, and Love. I look at my obelisks but doesn't find all 3 symbols. This means that other obelisk is the correct obelisk for this offering phase. Since there will be no ads spawning during this phase, clear out everything on your side, then go help shooting the obelisk if needed. If you're too slow at shooting the symbols, or shoot the wrong symbol, the obelisk will reject your offering, reshuffle the symbols on it, and will shorten the wipe timer on the obelisk. There will be plenty of time, so don't rush and take your time. This time, the obelisk I was on was the correct obelisk. The symbols were Black Heart, Fleet, and Guardian. My teammate has called out that they have Black Heart and Fleet covered, so I look for Guardian. Luckily for me, my other teammate already had an eye on Guardian, so I didn't need to shoot any symbols. After the offering has been accepted, all symbols on obelisks and totems resets, and the symbol collecting phase starts again. Rinse and repeat this process until your offering gets accepted 3 times. And there you go. You have completed the acquisition encounter. Still not sure if it is a good idea to stay in this pyramid, but how can you call ourselves Guardian if we don't chase a good loot anyway? Next up is Caretaker. Thank you for watching, and good luck.